Cool. All right, welcome to Saturdays with Eddie. Today is it's actually the Labor Day weekend, Saturday, May 27th, 2023. And we're going to talk about options. That's the plan. I'm going to answer a few questions. I had a long, well, not really long, but I had an elaborate agenda here geared for beginners. Maybe I will come back to that later. So I'm gonna, switch things around and go with the flow, go with questions, maybe even pick up a strategy or two here that everybody can pick up on. So maybe I can start off with a question. What do you do when you don't know what to do? Yeah, there we go. What do you do when you don't know what to do?
Do nothing.
Do nothing. Yeah, that's one, probably the best strategy, right? Do nothing. Yeah. Or for instance, you're expecting a stock, a well-known stock, to do something really, really well or really, really badly, but you don't know whether to buy that call or to buy that put. That's kind of where I'm going with. We've had a few examples this week, obviously. So how do we plan for those kind of strategies, or how do we even take advantage? Is it even wise to try and take advantage? It's like earnings, right? We know that when earnings come around for a particular stock, it might go one way or another. Usually it's the other way that from what we thought, right? And then everyone's well, we're lucky. So what do you do in those scenarios? We can take a look at some of those instances. Oh, I forgot to log into my platform here. Give me 1 second. Maybe I can. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I've been testing out a new platform, by the way, guys. Yeah, and I'm pretty happy with it. So it is pretty snazzy, pretty nice. So yeah, I've been liking it. I'm gonna show you how it looks like here in about a second. So this is my new platform. I haven't switched, by the way. I haven't switched from Thinkorswim. I'm just I used to use these a while back. But hopefully you can see my screen. Can you? Maybe you see my screen? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, I can see it.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. So this is not exactly a new platform. They've been around for a while. The guys
Tasty
who
Trade.
Yeah, Tasty Trade. Yeah, the guy who wrote this program, name is Tom Sosnoff, is also the one who built Thinkorswim, and then he sold it to TD Ameritrade. Actually, I think he sold it to Scottrade, maybe, back in the day, and then eventually became TD Ameritrade. But yeah, that's he's got a pretty snazzy, nice program over here that I really like the way it looks. And the reason I'm actually talking about this is because this is what I use for not waiting for data. I don't use it for waiting. I use this to trade my options. I mean my futures, but you can trade anything on it. So let's see, what's one of my favorite views. My favorite view is actually the 1 day, and maybe go 9 months, 6 months. Let's go to year to date. How about that? So this is kind of how it looks like. Or we could go 1 year here just to make it look prettier. But this is a program that I use a lot. I highly recommend it because it is also easy to use. Meets all the checkpoints, all the check marks that I usually favor. It does the bracket call, the bracket orders, stop losses. You can even enter a trade and put in a bracket order, after the fact. I've done that a few times, when I forgot to put in my take profit or my stop loss, or when I had a challenged position and I needed to do something about it without risking my upside and destroying the downside. So I like it. I like it a lot. And you can build several watch lists. You can basically, he's moved a lot of the stuff that is in Thinkorswim, brought it here, changed a few things. He's still working on it because obviously he cannot infringe on the copyrights that he gave up, the trademarks and all that. But it seems to be getting a really good following. And one of the things that I like about it is it's a whole lot cheaper than a lot of other platforms, especially when it comes to some of the indexes. The pricing structure is, for example, they charge you to open, but they don't charge you to close the position, except for the network fees and all that, which is usually minimal, like 60, 70 cents on the indexes and the futures. So anyway, enough about that. That was a small.
Eddie, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So you would connect this to your brokerage account?
This is a brokerage account.
It is your brokerage account.
It is a brokerage account.
Okay.
Yeah. So some people may choose to go with, like how you sometimes choose, what's the other platform called? Trading Station.
Yes.
So you can choose Trading Station. You can choose Thinkorswim. You can choose Tasty Trade. You can use Webull, Robinhood, whatever. This is just one of them.
Okay.
And it's of the ones that I recommend Thinkorswim and then Tasty Trade.
And so what's in your opinion, what is the advantage over Thinkorswim?
I think the fees are the biggest advantage, number one. Also, I have found that I have faster fills. So over the last few weeks, I've been trading both at the same time. And I usually give myself challenges sometimes, like open a $500 account. And the objective is to double that 500 in a few weeks. Well, last week, I actually doubled an account that I opened 2 weeks ago on Tasty Trade from 500, and it's now at about 1,200, which means I've made about $700, give or take, just options. So even though I tell people you can start with $3,000 to $5,000 and go all the way to 25, 30, 40K, I know that if you know what you're doing, you can also start with a really low amount like 500 and double that. I'm at $1,200 right now. And if I go at the same rate, it means that in another maybe 6 or 7 weeks, I'll probably hit my goal of 10K and do it over again. So it has very low fees, very, very fast execution. The learning curve is probably about the same. And maybe it's because I know how Sosnov thinks, that when he arranges his positions and all that kind of stuff, what to click, where to click, it's still got a few issues, in my opinion. I've had Tasty Trade for about 2 years, and then I didn't use it for about a year or so. I just started using it again because they sent a new update which fixed a lot of the bugs that I just used to scream about. It had a lot of bugs. So they fixed that and added new features. They have a good roadmap. So I'm really liking them. Yeah, but Yep.
I have a question.
Sure.
My name is Beatrice, and I'm new to your platform. Thank you so much for inviting me and responding to me when I ask. The question with this is, does it have a SIM account on it that you can play on SIM? Because I'm just getting.
No, not
Okay.
that I have discovered. Unless they're going to come up with a paper trading. That's probably in their works. A lot of people have asked. I've seen in the forums people asking for paper trading, but the people who use Tasty Trade, I have found people who just followed Tom Sosnoff when he was over at Thinkorswim. They just en masse just followed him over and said, "Hey, Tom's got something. He's no longer with TD Ameritrade. Let's see what he's building. Let's go support him." I'm one of those, and he's come a long way. He's a really good guy, but he hasn't got a SIM platform yet. So the people who are on Tasty Trade are actually people who've been trading a long time. And he likes this platform is actually very, very well geared for futures. So I trade a lot of futures on this, as well as options. But yeah, sorry, no paper trading. If you're new, this is not for you, right? Because it doesn't have a paper trading section. If you're new, you want to stay with Thinkorswim, which is excellent because it has not only got a paper trading, it has on-demand. Are you familiar with on-demand, Beatrice?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm really not new. I just don't know what I'm doing, but that's what being new.
Okay.
I'm not very new, but I just haven't learned the trade yet. I don't know what I'm
well,
doing.
you're in the right place. You're definitely in the right place. This is for you because when I started this with Eddie, it was really for people who were just starting out. Yeah. And you're at that stage where you're just starting to figure out and stretch your hands out and you're groping the deck, you're trying to figure out, is this the right thing or not?
Exactly.
So don't be scared. You're in the right place. And what you're going through emotionally is the right thing. If you skip this part, you will not learn. So I'm going to switch gears here just for you. Maybe I should do a quick poll and see who has not traded for more than 6 months. How about that? Who's less than 6 months into trading? Options. Let's see. All right. Well, let me rephrase that another way. Who has not made money consistently trading options for the last 6 months?
I.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm here.
All right. So just 2 people. That's it.
No, me, Eddie.
Hey, put in the chat. I want to see me or something like that, or 111 or yeah. So we're looking for people who have not traded options successfully or consistently in the last 6 months. Made a profit. That's what we mean. When we trade successfully, it means that that you made money, and even if you lost, you didn't lose a whole lot. But in general, you're trying to make some money. And over the last 6 months, you've had some difficulty. So I'm starting to see some responses here. Okay. All right. Okay. Then we can switch strategies here. So Beatrice, thanks for that question. It's going to help me out here. So and you lost some good money. It wasn't yours, so you lost it. So walk with me here. Walk with me here. I love the humor, by the way, Beatrice. In case I'll forewarn you. How about that?
Thank you.
So sometimes my humor is dry. Sometimes it's right on point. It depends on whether Dora is laughing. If Dora is laughing, it's a really good one. So okay.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, I just want to make sure you're listening. You're paying attention, right? Colleen says, make some and give give it back with more. Okay, yeah, that's a common problem. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's just gonna put a beautiful picture over here for you guys to look at while we're talking. Or even NVIDIA. How about NVIDIA? You guys love NVIDIA or hate NVIDIA? NVIDIA. Yeah, went to the moon. Didn't take us with it.
Went too fast.
Went too fast. Yeah. Didn't. All right. So let's talk about as a trader, what exactly do you want? And I have some ideas, and you can help me out along the way. Just feel free to put it in the chat. But here's what I think when I meet new traders, people trading for the very first time. They seem to all fall within a very common set of problems. They have a few problems or challenges. We'll call them challenges that they're trying to solve, because I've been there before, so I totally understand them. But one of them is you're trying to trade confidently and you don't even know what that means, right? You don't understand how to make the money first and foremost. You don't have a solid plan. Well, let's start with the premise that nobody opens a business to fail. But many times we open the business, they tell us, just think about the idea. And when you get to 80% of the thinking, go ahead and start it, right? Well, they don't even tell us what that 80% is. So trading is actually a business. You have to have a business plan, meaning that you have to know how to make the money. And that's once you understand that, how to make a profit, then everything else is just a matter of scaling upwards, right? Adding horizontally what you need, and then you grow vertically upwards once you get that base and get going. So let's give a quick example. I want to trade NVIDIA, and I heard that they had really good earnings. So right about here, I buy some stock options at 280, right? 280, and buy about 100 of them, right? But about 100 of them, and I wait for 2 weeks. What happens after 2 weeks? The stock goes up by $100, and since I bought 100, I make exactly how much? Somebody got a quick calculator in their head they can do? So it's 100 times 100. It's actually $10,000. Is it as easy as that? No, especially using stock. Very, very difficult. Much easier if you go over to trade on the options, in which case I don't even have to spend 280 times 100. That was $28,000, by the way. And if I buy, say, the June or the September 15 expiration date, I would probably be spending $4,800 to make that same $10,000, right? If I only bought one contract and it went up $100, the price of the underlying, that is, then I would make that $10,000. That's real money. So that $48 at the money, and actually this is today's dollar. So maybe when it was back at 280, the price was probably somewhere in the region of maybe $18, $19. That's the average at the money price for short-term DTE. So we have to understand that we are buying low and selling high. That's the contract. We're not buying the underlying. When we're using options, we're buying the contract itself. The contract represents the shares. So why am I going around in circles here? I'm trying to state explicitly how we're going to make the money, how we're going to make the profit. So as you draw your business plan in options trading, then you have to understand what exactly it is that you're trading, how to trade it. So you also have to know when to buy, when to sell, and what's going to help you identify those things. How are you going to know when to buy and when to sell? So all of that is going to be in your business plan. If you don't have a business plan yet, you might just want to start doing that one today. Another thing we want to do as traders, we want to create and maintain financial freedom. That's easier said than done, right? They're always telling us that as you approach retirement, as you approach midlife, as you approach some stage in your life, you need to solidify some of these things. And financial freedom is one of them. Well, the question is, well, what exactly or how exactly do I do that using this thing called options trading? So that's another challenge. And then you want to grow your portfolio. So you've made the profits, you made the money, now what? Right? You just rinse and repeat all day long. Is that all you do? Well, you could do that. But you definitely want to grow the portfolio. You want to grow from where you started. Maybe you invested, a couple $1,000 and now it is $20,000. And by the way, to get to 20,000, you only needed the first $2,000, right? So what do you do with the rest of the 15,000? Maybe you need 5,000 to make your daily income. What do you do with the rest? So we need to figure out how to invest your profits for long term, right? For the longer term. And then you want to do that consistently. You don't want to lose. You understand that there's the losses, right? In this business, there are losses in any other business. I mean, you go to Target, they also have losses. How? People walk in and they walk out with goods that they did not pay for. Yeah. It's a big billion-dollar problem. People go to Walmart and they dress kind of funny. So when they walk out looking kind of funny, you don't think about it. It's Walmart. Sorry, Walmart. Walmart's probably going to give me a thumbs down. But I love your stock, Walmart. WMT, everybody, go buy WMT. Anyway, yeah. So there's that problem. You have scenarios where you enter a position. It's good when you enter it, and then it doesn't turn out so well, and you lose money. So how do you manage that risk? So I would say that there's quite a few problems, and I can name them: bouncing from strategy to strategy. You're unsure when to take profits, following the crowd, too many voices in the dark. I'm reading from a list over here of a workshop that I gave some time back. Maybe I should just scroll down here. But or even you have no idea or confidence in which trades to make. This list can get very, very, very long, but I didn't want to sound so negative by making this list long, because I've got solutions for this. I've got solutions for this such that you can strike all of those away. And the only way to benchmark and decide and understand clearly that you're making progress is if, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the opportunity. How would you know that you've solved most of these problems? Before I give you my solution, how would you know that you have solved most of these problems? You can give me some one-word answers, one-sentence answers, doesn't matter. Just put it in the chat. Does anybody have an idea? What would it be to them that, what would it be? What would show you that you've started mastering or getting rid of these challenges? So I'm seeing here that you're trading consistently, consistency, consistent income. Yeah, that's it. It's as simple as that. The line that says PL is no longer red. Red here signifies loss. It's usually black or green. Green, black or green is good. Yeah. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get some simple rules, stay solvent, trade mechanically. This is a huge one for me, right? Trade mechanically. What do I mean? Trade mechanically means that I'm going in there emotionless, no feelings whatsoever. That's what I mean. It means that you're following a set of rules that are clearly defining what rules you're using to enter, and you enter the trade, the position, and no matter what happens, you're following those rules, and you give it time. I have found that the times that I have followed the rules are when I make the most. If I panic and start getting out and making adjustments, I will either usually leave money on the table or get burnt, get out at the wrong time, kick myself for saying I should have just let it be, and there goes my $500, right? Yeah. So this is what we're trying to do, and we also want to make it simple enough. And that's why this rule is actually number one. Our vision here is to make simple rules. They have to be simple, very, very uncomplicated. Actually, that's a very complicated word by saying uncomplicated. Just call it simple. Simple, dry, easy to use. Go to the mailbox, come back. Go to the mailbox, pick up the mail, come back. It's as easy as that, right? We're not going to complicate it by, get out of your pajamas, get into your street clothes, get your keys, go out to the front door, avoid the curb, whatever. Open the mailbox, look both sides of the street in case the mailman is still there. Those are too many rules. No, we're going to define the overarching rule, go to the mailbox, pick up the mail, bring it back. That's as simple as it. That's the main objective. Don't get distracted by all these other things. Your neighbor is mowing the lawn. Now you got to go find out, how many horsepower on that bad boy over there, or he's blowing the snow or something like that on his snow blower. No. We have simple rules. Staying solvent. What does that mean? It means that you've got cash, right? You're sitting on dry powder. It means that you have the opportunity to, or the ability to take advantage of an opportunity when you see it. So we go through all of these things. It's difficult to go through all these things in 1 hour, but we can certainly do this over a period of about 8 sessions, which is where I'm trying to get you to do. This, by the way, is a very, very short plan. It's a very short plan, but it takes a long time to get all of this. Beatrice was actually talking about her platform. She's not sure which platform to use. I don't know what she's using right now, but there's 10,000 platforms, if I can safely say that. I know there are thousands of platforms that you can use around the world, but only a few bubble to the top. Thinkorswim, Tasty Trade, TradeStation, Webull, all that. But you can pick any. But whatever you pick, remember the fundamentals are still going to be the same. You're going to be buying low, selling high, buying back low. You're going to be trading a diagonal, a strangle, a straddle, vertical, all that good stuff. So Beatrice says she's on Thinkorswim. I'll bring up Thinkorswim here in a second. So learn the platform. Take time to learn the platform. I have discovered over teaching here for 3 years now that a lot of people just scratch the surface of the platform that they're using. They don't fully understand the bells and whistles. Why make all these things that the program is capable of, and you don't take advantage of it? Maybe there's strategies in there to help you out. Believe you me, the broker platform is there to help you trade so that they can make some money, right? And you might as well get on board and help them make the money, because you make the money as well, right? So if you're not trading, you're not making money. It's kind of like being a truck driver, right? When the wheels are not rolling, you're not making any money. It's a truck driving reference, right? So how do you do that? Or what do you learn from all of that? Risk management is huge. This is like 5 of 100 bullet points that I could put in here in the plan, right? Trying to read this. I did this back in July last year sometime. I had a workshop for some students. So this is from a long time, but this is about 5 to 10 bullets of about 100 points that we need to cover in about 8 sessions or more, usually more. risk management, I want to focus here a little bit. So risk management is another thing that can help us save ourselves. Yeah, there's no point in learning how to make all this money and then you lose it. Is that familiar, by the way, guys? Pretty familiar, I guess. Yeah, make all this money and then you lose it. Well, we want to learn how not to lose, and if we do lose, it's going to be a controlled loss, and it's not going to destabilize the account. That's the plan. So, by the way, stop me at any time and ask questions if you need to. See if there are any questions in the chat here. No questions. Cool. Yep. So what's going to happen? Here's what I want to do for you guys. It's Labor Day weekend. I want to give you guys a discount if you have not taken my class, right? So here's the deal. After you're done with this program, you will come away without a doubt identifying opportunities and specific strategies, and I will help you along the way to take advantage of many, many strategies. The idea is not for me to be there every time for you to make that decision. It's for you to learn how to make that decision. I want you to be the person that people go to ask, what are we doing today? Yeah, that's a good place to be in. So I want to help you identify opportunities. The best way to do that is by doing a lot of practice, learning the strategies themselves, learning the opportunities, and also understanding, are there times that you just sit on your hands? Yeah, there's plenty of that too. And then, bullet number 2 here is when to use them. So now that you've learned all these strategies, does it mean that you use them every day? No, that's not what that means. So you want something that you can actually use and know when to use. No point in learning all these advanced strategies if you're not even capable of doing it. Some people want to learn some things that require thousands of dollars in extra capital and risk, right? I call it risk here because the more money that you put in, the higher the risk. So when you're starting out, you don't want to be taking on PhD level assignments when you're still a freshman in high school, unless you've got an IQ that is above and beyond some levels. I don't know what the levels are, but I know that you need a pretty good IQ to you need to be pretty smart. That's what I'm trying to say. You're going to be able to calculate your entry and exit points to get not necessarily the maximum possible profit, but you're going to be maximizing profitability. The big difference here. When we say maximize profitability, we are saying that you're going to be targeting and achieving a respectable or an acceptable profit level, not the maximum. The maximum is, dare I say, impossible to get. If you got the maximum profit every single time, then you're out of this world. You're pretty good. I don't know that many people that do that. In fact, I don't know anyone. The best success rate that I have heard is about 70%, meaning that you are winning in your trades about 7 times out of 10. That's a very, very good success rate. And the 3 times out of 10 that you're not successful, you're not losing a whole lot, right? You're managing risk. They're usually calculated losses, and you're cutting the trade. You're doing well, right? Sometimes you're even celebrating. I've been there where I'm celebrating $100 loss, right? Ask me how I celebrate $100 loss, right? It's coming back from $2,000 in the red all the way up to just 100. You celebrate. You don't say you lost 100, you celebrate. So we're going to figure out how to not even lose $1,000, right? we're gonna figure out how not to lose things that have got 4 digits in them. That's the goal. That's my goal, right? If you're losing something that has 4 digits and you are sitting there looking at it going down in the red, then you've either got very bad vision or you've got really bad trader psychology, or both. Mostly trader psychology. That's what it is, because we're human. And I've been there before. I've watched my account go red, 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 and I was frozen, and I know what to do. I've been trading for many years. And so I don't blame you, but we have a fix for that. Or we have an elixir for that. We have ways to prevent that. So how do we do that? We're going to develop a sound trading plan. Every trade is a mission, right? We've had that. Maybe that's probably a military reference there, but every flight is a mission. Every position we enter, it has to be on its own merit. It means that we cannot be trading based on either how much we profited from the last trade or how much we lost from the last trade. That's called revenge trading, by the way. So that is not going to be a determinant. We're never going to be chasing based on what we did the last time, or also based on where we are trying to get. That's another problem. Sometimes maybe your portfolio is at 4,800 and you're trying to close the month out with over $5,000. So what are you going to do? You're going to go out there, you're going to be, very, very confident and say, I can make $200, close this month out with the 5,000. And before you know it, you close the month out with 3,800. It sound familiar? Yeah. Yeah, that's a familiar deal, isn't it? Well, we're not going to chase those things. Instead, every trade is going to be on its own merit. If it cannot make $200 reasonably and safely, then it's not going, it's not a deal. Just let the month go by with 4,800 or whatever it is. Trader psychology is something you're going to come away with a good handle on, right? This is something that even after trading for a long time, I'm still trying to learn how to do this. Yeah. Nobody ever gets good at it to where you can say, I'm damn good at this. I don't know anyone yet. Do you guys know anyone? If you know anyone who's really good, just go ahead and put that in the chat, because I want to make an appointment with them. Or if it's yourself, say me. How about that? If it's yourself, go ahead and say, I'm pretty damn good. Humor me, somebody, please. Nobody? Nah, okay, fine. Once we learn how to do this, more than likely your portfolio is going to grow. Yeah, it's going to grow, and we need to know how to do this, which is how to invest profits for long-term gains. Let me talk about that a second. When you're trading successfully, it means that your account is growing at the rate of maybe $200, $300, $500 a day, whatever it is that you're doing. And you realize over time, maybe a couple months or 3 months, that you don't need everything inside of your portfolio to continue with the same rate of growth. I'll give you a good example. My daily trading is usually around 7,500, give or take, right? $7,500 is the amount of capital that I use every day. And I'm a day trader, so I go to cash, meaning at the end of the day, I'm back in cash, but have a cash position. And I have the same 7,500 the following day to trade. And that's all I use to make my couple $1,000 every day, right? 1,000 to 2,000. That's all I use. So what happens to all the other money that is above that? What happens to all of that? Does it just stay there? Well, we used to scream about money sitting inside your savings account earning 0.1%. And the same question could be applied to, why do you have, $30,000, $40,000 inside your account doing nothing, right? And we tend to get comfortable. We tend to, I don't want to lose. I don't, I only need 7,500 to make my 1,000. I'm not going to risk, all these other things, right? Or I might pay myself every so often, which is cool. I do that too. But you also need a plan for long-term growth in a way that is not going to destabilize your account. Long-term growth here, I'm not just talking about leaps. I'm talking about strategies that will help you grow that portfolio so that you're looking at a portfolio that is maybe 100,000, 200,000, and you're not worried. First and foremost, if you have a portfolio that is $200,000, you do not want to be day trading, right? That much money. No, nobody should day trade that much. But if you're a retail investor and you're day trading 100K, it's called dumb. That's dumb. It's really stupid. That's Eddie's opinion. Yeah, that's really dumb. Did I say that loud and clear? That's really dumb. Don't do that. Instead, find what that comfortable level is to make your daily goal, and then invest the rest in a way that I can show you how to continue to grow that safely. That's what you want to do, because when you start trading such large numbers, and I have been there before, and I know that very well, your head grows so big, your ears are in different zip codes. Trust me, I've been there 1,000 times. I know it. And when I started trading small, that's when I started growing. So don't let your ego get ahead of yourself. Been there. Trust me, when you see a lot of money, we think different. So we need to know how to handle that. And then, of course, the last bullet point is we want to do this. We want to quit your job and make options trading your main hustle. If this was your side hustle, if this was, giving you that extra, couple coins here for your Starbucks and for your hairdo and your shoes and blouse and makeup, whatever it is, make these your main hustle. Yeah, trading a couple hours a day. I'm gonna pause here for questions. Let's see. I'm reading these messages here. So somebody wants to know what's this Labor Day discount I'm talking about. The Labor Day discount, if you have not taken my class, you're getting 5% today. Yeah, 5% discount. The class is usually $3,500. But if you complete your sign up before the start of next class, which is actually June 5, options with Eddie.com, June 5, then you get a 5%. Yeah, you get 5% discount between now and then. If you complete your sign up between now, actually not June 5. June 5 is, you're going to be too late. Not June 5. June 5, you're going to be too late. You have to sign up by 2nd, right? Yeah. By June 2nd. That's when I close everything and lock all the classes. So here's the way the classes work. I put no more than 10 students in a class, which means that every once in a while I'm going to have 20, 25 students, but I have to split them out by class. And you might end up being in a class all by yourself, which is fun. I try to avoid that because it's not efficient use of my time. But the way I work with the students is that I have found that 10 is a really good number. Just below 10 maybe is a really good number. It allows me to focus. It allows me to get to know you. It allows you to get to know the other students in your group. It allows you to lose the shyness, because some people are really, really shy especially when you have hundreds of students. I know many programs where they pack as many people as they can into one session. You end up being a very, very small, tiny voice. Nobody hears you. Nobody sees you. Your question will never get answered, maybe. So the difference here is that you're in a small class. You're in a class that is designed for you, meaning that even though I have a standard set of things, and by the way, now I have a new program that is actually strongly focusing on the fundamentals. I've been skipping over some of these things, but I'm finding that I'm having to go back a lot to them. So making it mandatory, no matter where you're coming from, there are certain things that if I expect you to know them, I am going to make sure that you know them the way I think you should. Yeah, the way I think you should. I'll give you a couple of examples. Number one is your platform. We're going to make sure that you understand very, very deeply the Thinkorswim platform. You're going to understand that thing. I'm going to show you tricks that they don't even teach in public school. Nothing. You're not going to see it on the internet. I've been working with Thinkorswim for a very, very long time. That's number one. We're going to unlearn how you chat, right? What's a chat? Chat is this thing over here that helps us identify. So a lot of you have been chatting, in very, very specific ways. We're going to throw that out of the window. We're going to figure out how to do proper chatting for options. Yeah, proper chatting for options. We're going to do support resistance. We're going to figure it out. Even some candle patterns that will help you identify breakouts and when to just sit on your hands. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So that's the plan. That's just two examples there of some fundamentals that I think everybody should learn. And then you're gonna become familiar with these. Let me see. Where's my camera? Can you see that? Isidora, can you see this? What's this?
For me, it's a spreadsheet.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you look at the camera, look at my face.
Calculator.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So a lot of people think that calculators are optional. Going forward, they're no longer optional. They are not optional. Yeah, we can't be counting on our fingers anymore, guys. Nah, we're not gonna do that. That's old school. Yeah, we're gonna buy a $7 calculator at Walmart. I was bashing Walmart a few minutes earlier. Now I'm advertising for them. You can buy these at Walmart for $7 or less. Walmart, if you're listening, I just put a commercial out there for you. No charge, free of charge. All right. Let's see, what kind of questions do we have? None? Zero? Okay, cool. So once again, you've got that 5% discount if you complete your sign up by the 2nd. Class starts on June the 5th. Every class will have no more than 10 students. And you will have a ton to, access to a ton of videos, ton of resources, more than 100 hours of video. I've got enough video to last a while, right? Enough resources, and I'm revamping a lot of them because as time goes on, you have to reduce some of these things. So that's it. That was an answer for Beatrice because I know she is coming from a far off place and she wants to get on board and go really far, and Colleen as well. So
I have a question. I just took a class.
Yeah.
That is very expensive.
Understood.
And I'm just back to where I started.
Yeah.
Because I have to know the charting, which is basic in entry and exit points. Yeah. And that's really my problem because all the technicals and managing the trade and all that, I can go and do like a trailing stop. And as soon as I do it, it kicks me out.
Yeah.
And then the price goes up, which means my level was wrong. So will your class take me back to that basic to really take me down to square one to teach me how to do the charts, how to read the charts, so I would know the basic entry points to where my risk and what is it called? The risk, the risk is minimized. I mean, I know I'm not gonna win all the time, but I have to win some and lose a little.
Yeah.
And that's the risk reward analysis.
Totally
So
understand. Yeah. So I think, yeah, your question is basically about the charting and understanding when and where to enter the trade.
yes,
And we use the chart as our primary tool to help guide us. So it's not just enough to understand what a buy zone is and where a sell zone is. It's also important to understand what are the factors dictate whether this is a good trade. So you will hear me talk about an A+ trade and how to define what that is, not just picking a point on the chart and saying I'm at a buy zone, time to buy, and I just can see where the sell zone is. I'm going to try and get out over there. It's not as simple as that. Well, you could simplify it to that way, but that would be too basic, right? That would keep you at the 5th grade level. Instead, what we want to do is use these to our advantage to the fullest, that we're building a trading plan, understanding that here's how much money I want to make. Here's how much profit I am targeting. Because we're beyond the stage of hobby. This is now, we want to mint some money, okay? And we decide how much we want to mint. So Beatrice, we're going to start with that plan. We're going to use the chart. We're going to learn how to read it properly, first and foremost, and then how to use it properly. You probably know how to read it properly. You're probably missing the part about how to use it.
both.
Okay.
Both.
Well, we'll figure that out. So yeah, that's part of the program. In order to succeed in my program, that's one thing that you have to thoroughly understand, because we are results based. It's not purely academic, right? It's not just lectured where, yeah, this is a buy zone, that's the sell zone. You buy the buy zone, you sell at the sell zone, you're gonna make tens of thousands of dollars. It's not as simple as that. We go into the practical application for how do we actually take advantage of such a situation and which situations are actually valid, right? So we're going to teach you that. I'm going to teach you that. Sure. That's a good question. I see a few faces. Actually, I see a lot of faces over here that have been in my class that can probably attest to their results and talk about it if they can. So that was a good question there, Beatrice.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, we spent about an hour on that. Let's move on to, let me do one thing here. I'm gonna stop recording.